just think tonight's another indication how good our league is. You know, K-State's had their share of adversity this year, no doubt, but everything we thought the game would be, and that's a team that could beat anybody in the country on any given night. So, you know, tough game for us tonight. I think we understood what was at stake. Got to protect your home court to accomplish the things that we want to accomplish here down the stretch. I think 18 days left in the regular season, and tonight was a big one. So didn't play our best game, but I thought when it mattered most, we kind of dug in and we had some separation. Didn't want to be in a one-possession game with K-State with Coach Weber tonight, so I thought we had a little bit enough cushion to take care of the game to avoid another one-possession game tonight. So just wish those guys a lot of luck and respect how they're grinding it till the end, and that's a team that nobody will want to face in Kansas City.
Davide, how eager were you all to get back out there and get a win like this, especially after Saturday?
We call it a must-win. You know, our back, we're against the wall, and we knew we had to play our best game because, you know, Kansas State is in this league. Every team is good, and we knew that. And I think we did a pretty good job in preparation. I think we did 2 days of practice really hard, and you know, we were locked in the last 2 days, and I think it showed up on the court.
How do you think McCullough performed, obviously, in the starting lineup tonight? How has your chemistry with him kind of grown?
He's a great player. I mean, he's giving his energy. That's the biggest thing that we gotta have from him. And you know, he has 4 steals. He played great defense. You know, he only had 2 turnovers. You know, that's his role, and I think he did a pretty good job.
How big of a swing was it for you guys when Jara missed that dunk and then you hit the 3 in transition, the 5-point swing? How big was that for y'all momentum-wise?
Yeah, it was a big time on a game. I think we were up 2 and we went up 5. You know, I think the game changed right there. You know, I don't know. I thought that was the crucial moment of the game, and I think we responded pretty good after that play.
Or I know Coach talked about the one-possession game. I guess how do you kind of feel you guys dealt with that, where you were within one possession of Kansas State, kind of late in there, and you were able to obviously make that run later on and kind of get a little bit of cushion there?
Yeah, that's what we needed. We didn't want to have a one-two possession game with this team. They have good players that can hit big shots. You know, I think we did a pretty good job early, and then we had like 2 late turnovers that, you know, kind of had 6 points. I know they had 2 threes on the corners. You know, we had a couple things we got to clean it up and, you know, make sure it doesn't happen again next time.
In terms of what you learned from today, I guess obviously Kansas State battled. You guys were able to kind of battle back. I guess what were some of the takeaways for you all?
You know, we played more aggressive than them. Like, you know, even though we had 18 turnovers, we still had come out with a win. You know, that's a big time. You know, we gotta clean up the turnovers. That's the first thing. I think we did a pretty good job on defense. We had 10 steals. You know, at the end of the day, the most aggressive team wins, and you know, I think that's what we did tonight.
For you, your shooting improved a lot in the second half. Was that just you finding better looks, or just getting in a rhythm early?
I think it was more getting in a rhythm. I didn't shot well in the first half, but you know, my teammates, my coaches were, you know, keeping my confidence up, and that's all I needed.
Coach, when they switched up their zone coverage to more of a 2-3 as opposed to a 3-2, why was that so effective against stopping your offense?
I don't think it was effective. I thought we executed tonight. We shot 50% from the floor. We had 3 guys in double figures, 2 at 9. So I think we had 1 stale possession against the zone, but I thought we played really well tonight. We shot 50% against one of the best coaches and defenses in the country.
How do you think Ramsey's individual defense was tonight in terms of how he fit into your system and how he caused a little bit of havoc out there with his steals?
Yeah, I think, you know, I have to watch the film to give you an accurate response. I can just kind of tell you how I felt watching it with the naked eye and stuff. I thought he was in tune. He's really trying to guard tonight. He's embraced a couple tough days of truth-telling in the film room and stuff. That's the great thing about Ramsey. He wants to be coached. I thought he was dialed in tonight. He was competitive. I'm sure he made some mistakes like every player does. But I thought his effort, his focus, his intensity, his desire, his just willingness to do what we needed done tonight on the defensive end was better. Obviously, always room for improvement, but I liked his focus tonight.
You moved Kevin into the starting lineup today.
I can't hear you.
You moved Kevin into the starting lineup today. What went into that decision, and what'd you think of his fit with that unit?
Yeah, well, Mac's deserving of that opportunity. You know, we always change our starting lineup from time to time. A lot of objectives. Want to try to get up to a good start. You know, we really value the sixth man, too, who we're putting in the game, so sometimes that changes it. But tonight, simply stated, he earned the right to start in the game. Big thing about Mac is he plays defense. And so, you know, it's in rocket science. Any younger guys out there trying to learn how to play, you know, you guard. And once a coach trusts that you're going to play defense, you know, there's a role for you on every team. So Mac's a competitive guy, and he's one of our better defenders. And then his confidence is growing, and his offensive game's starting to open up. But tonight the story was that he deserved the opportunity to start because of the way he's been playing. And most specifically, you know, the guy plays defense.
Classic saying is that basketball games don't come down to one play, but regardless, could you feel that momentum swing when Jara misses and then Davide hits the three right out of it?
Yeah, I thought our crowd did a great job. Those plays happen in basketball. We've been on both sides of them. We certainly had a couple of those late in the game, some bad decisions, but no, one play never is the difference in a game. But I thought, you know, I recognized our crowd really responded in that moment. There was an opportunity to get some momentum, and that's what a home court advantage is. You know, our crowd caused them to call 2 timeouts tonight that they probably wouldn't have if the crowd wouldn't have been going. And then you get yourself in a close game. That's a real advantage. So, you know, it was a big game. It was a big play in the game. I thought Morrow had the courage to take that big shot afterwards, and thought our crowd did a great job embracing that moment.
You said you're never worried about Morrow's shooting, but more kind of how that may affect other parts of his game. How is he developing in that area when maybe even if he isn't having a good shooting half, he's still being a good point guard?
Yeah, Morrow's one of the most experienced players in college basketball. You know, he played in the Elite Eight as a freshman, played on the final Monday night as a sophomore, and he's our captain and our leader in a lot of ways. And you know, he's just played a lot of basketball. So that's what you expect from a guy like that, is to have the poise to make the plays. And I thought he did a good job tonight. He struggled, made a couple mistakes in a row or plays that he could have played better, and we took him out, kind of give him his last rest in the game. And I just said, okay, you know, that's over. We understand where we're at right now. Let's when you go back in there, play your best and play on your own terms. And I thought he did that. He played his best basketball when it mattered most late in the game, and that's what players do.
Morrow referenced this as a must-win game. Is every game down the stretch in this Big 12 a must-win game, or is this one a little different?
Well, in my mind it is, but that's the way I've always been built. You know, in my mind, in the Bahamas, it was must-wins. And, you know, when I played and coached everywhere, you know, every game's a must-win to me. It's how competitors are wired. I don't think there was ever a game where Kobe said, hey, we don't have to get this one tonight, right? But I understand what Morrow's saying, too. When you play in a league like the Big 12, you have to understand you can't get too high or too low. But sometimes you put your team in a position, and it can be a little risky, right, because if it backfires. But we just told our guys how important this game was tonight to continue to stay on course to accomplish the things we want to accomplish. Everybody's season ends up in a must-win. For some teams, it's in the conference tournament. For other teams, it might even be in the regular season. For those of us fortunate enough to compete in the NCAA tournament, it happens then. But everybody gets yourself into a survive and advance moment. One thing we've done with our teams over the years is try to put ourselves in those moments early, so when that moment does come, we're prepared, and we've been there before. So we did approach tonight's game like it was a game that we really had to have.
Chris, building off that, you mentioned your guys always staying the course and whatnot, but do you think they had a little bit more of an extra chip on their shoulder tonight after the Oklahoma State game, or was it similar as usual?
Well, I hope so. As a competitor, you want to play your best every time out, and you know, when you don't play your best, and again, Oklahoma State was the reason we didn't play our best. You know, they're playing great basketball right now, but it was a disappointing afternoon for us in a lot of ways. And as a competitor, you just can't wait to get back out there. You can't wait to get back on the practice court. You can't wait to get back in the gym. But the thing you're really waiting for is, you know, there's only one way to get that feeling off you, and it's to go win a game. So, yeah, I think that contributed to this. We wanted to play our best. We wanted to respond. We wanted to have an answer after not playing our best game the other day in Stillwater.
Coach, how much of your team's success do you think is dependent upon not turning the ball over? Because it seems like tonight in particular, when you weren't turning the ball over, you opened up a little bit of a lead, but then late first half, late in the game, turn the ball over, it closes up again.
Yeah, tonight it was definitely the thorn in our side. You know, we shoot 50%. We have assisted baskets. We're in a nice offensive flow, but we just keep giving the ball to the other team, and you can't do that. So it's a pivotal part. It's the way we set up to play. And, you know, tonight we were fortunate to win a game when we didn't take care of the turnover battle. And so that's a credit to our team and other areas of our game tonight. But, yeah, we don't really have a plan around here. Turn the ball over 18 times. We don't like our chances.
Coach, how is Terrence Shannon's health right now? How's he doing?
Yeah, TJ's fine. He got through the concussion protocol and just trying to get his rhythm back. And, you know, tonight we went with some other people down the stretch, and but it's nothing about what he did or didn't do. You know, Mac deserved the opportunity to start in the game, and we went with some guys down the stretch. Those are coaches' decisions, but there's no story. There's nothing that TJ Shannon didn't do or did wrong or anything like that. He's a guy that we love and have a lot of confidence in, and, you know, I predict that he'll be back sooner than later and playing great before you know it.